The story of identity told through food is the reason behind my journey. I would like to experience some of Jordan's signature dishes in order to understand and show its culinary identity. The impression that Jordan is a desert, with Bedouins traveling in it searching for life, tents and camels in the picture, doesn't really do justice to the place. Some parts of the country have that, but the place and the country are a lot more varied and complex than that. Jordan was established in 1921 as a British mandate, so as an emirate, it's new. However, the land is ancient. Amphitheatres, churches and mosaics stand as proof to Roman, Byzantine and Nabatean cultures. The population of Jordan today is 6.2 million. Palestinians who've migrated from their homes into Jordan as a result of the Israeli occupation have formed a major and integral part of society here. There are also Circassians and Armenians that form a minority, 2% of the population here in Jordan. Over time, each culture managed to keep its own distinct identity. Food, in my opinion, played a big role in maintaining that identity. Now, to what extent these culinary traditions continued and survived, I decided to visit 3 dominant cultures within Jordan to find out.
يعني غير هالساعة مثل المدن ولا شو بده ياكل معلقة بكيف وعاد أما حنا الأكل المفضل للمنسف بالإيد. I'm on my way to speak to Palestinian-Jordanian writer Nuha Batron because she has experienced and written extensively about both cultures. I want to speak to Nuha about the influences that affected this area's cuisine.
Jordan and Palestine especially have the same kind of food because they have the same type of weather, they have the same type of vegetables and fruits, so they have the same cooking. Basically, people in the past used to depend on drying the food so that they can use it the whole of the year. But basically, I find that what is so special about our food in this area is the herbs, spices, fresh vegetables, fresh meat or chicken. It's a mixture of all these. Also the nuts, the different kind of nuts. The whole area was the route to go to the Far East and to India and to China, and the Silk Road is known. So yes, it was open to commerce with different countries.
Jordan's national dish is called mansaf, and we've been invited by Sheikh Arif, who's a renowned Bedouin from Al Zaban tribe, to lunch with him and his family. The Bedouins are unique because of their relationship with the desert. It dictated how they lived and what they believed in. And of course, they've inhabited this area around Jordan for hundreds of years. And now, as you can see, their lives have completely changed from its desert dwelling days. I want to see what Sheikh Arif has to say about the history of this area.
كانت البلاد العربية كلها تقريبا بادية الشام والجزيرة العربية وكلها عبارة عن قبائل. القبائل هذه ترتاد الصحراء في جميع المناطق، يعني صحراء الجزيرة العربية وصحراء بادية الشام. وكان تكوين المجتمع بهذيك الأيام أكثر قبلي وعشائر كلها. فحياتهم كانت تعتمد على طبعا المراعي وعلى تربية الحلال والأغنام والإبل، ويتنقلوا فيها من مكان إلى مكان، وهي مصدر عيشهم الوحيد.
I asked the Sheikh if we can see the mansaf for ourselves.
مكونات المنسف اللحم واللبن الجميد، يعني يتحول من جميد إلى سائل، وخبز الشراك اللي تصنعه النسوة بالبيت اللي هو من مادة القمح. هذه مكونات المنسف. ازدادت فيما بعد مع تطور الزمن، صار يضاف له صنوبر ولوز وتحسينات أخرى موجودة بزمننا الموجود حاليا.
The yogurt ingredient in mansaf is quite unique because it is actually the leftover goat's milk that they strain to make butter. And also there's the saman, Arabic for fat. It's the ingredient that gives Jordanian cooking its traditional and authentic flavor. The ingredients used in mansaf are very heavy. You have your full-fat yogurt, the meat, the ghee. Why do they use heavy ingredients?
هو المنسف يعني كانت تفرض الظروف الموجودة بهذيك الأيام. يعني هذيك الأيام تعرفي لا سوبر ماركت ولا محلات ولا رايحة، لذلك مقومات المنسف كانت هي من الشيء الموجود بين إيدين البدو.
Sheikh Arif's mother Maryam had her own explanation about the dried yogurt stones.
والله بس انه قبل على النار نطبخ على يطبخن على النار قبل، ما في غازات يطبخوا على النار قبل، ونخف على دينا اللبن نسوي بسعن يعني من جلد الغنم نسوي، ونحطه بالظل 3 أيام ما يشوف الشمس أحسن ما يتكسر يعني. وبعدين نطلعوا بالشمس يعني أحسن للحامل. اليوم كنا قبل نرحل وننزل وشيء.
The Bedouins have special rules and ways in the way they eat the mansaf. Men and women tend to eat separately. They eat with the right hand and left hand is always placed behind the back. To cut a long story short, I decided to use a spoon. It is clear to me now that the mansaf as a dish intertwines with the identity of a Bedouin's life. You have basic ingredients for a basic and harsh life. More than half of the population in Jordan is of a Palestinian origin, and so their Mediterranean culture influenced the food climate in Jordan. Half of the Palestinians live away from their home in what is known as a Palestinian diaspora. The other half continues to live in today's Israel, the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem. The notion of a home to a Palestinian may conjure up feelings of melancholy and despair, but sometimes tucked away at the back of that memory are smells of childhood. I would like to find out what Nuha's earliest memories of food are.
Especially in winter, they used to sell what is known as sahlab. And the vendor would call sahlab sukhon, and of course we'll go outside and buy that. When I was young, there were no fridges and there were no vegetables all the year round, only vegetables in their own season. So we used to do a lot of work at home, like when it's the time for tomatoes, which usually is summer. They will squeeze the tomatoes and they put them in trays and they send me with the trays up on the roof. They cover it with soft material and we put it in the sun to dry. Later on they will check if it's dry enough and then they put it in bottles to keep them for the whole year.
So if mansaf is Jordan's national dish, what is considered to be Palestine's?
It depends where you come from. Some villages, they cook مسخن, which is basically chicken with olive oil and onions, and they put it all on piece of fresh bread, certain kinds of bread. And in Jerusalem, for example, they are known for their mahshi. In some villages like Batir, also mahshi is the local dish. In Jaffa, I would say maybe fish.
So it seems that the salmon fat for the Bedouins is what the olive oil is for the Palestinians. I have to say, Nuha whetted my appetite for msakhan. And so off I go looking for the best msakhan I can find in Amman. I'm referred to this shop by Nuha. I'm told that it is run by the two brothers Yanis. They have inherited this place from their father and have managed to maintain its great reputation. The ingredients from msakhan are chicken, bread, olive oil and onions. And I mean a lot of onions, as you can see, boiled in a lot of olive oil for a very long time. The onions are then mixed with the ground sumac berries, placed on a special kind of bread, taboon, topped with grilled chicken and pine nuts. I asked Ibrahim to tell us more about the msakhan.
زي ما قال أخوي زيد بالأول إنه الأكلة أكلة أرض وطالعة من الأرض، أكلتنا أكلة فلسطينية 100%. ما بتعتمد على التقدير، بتعتمد على النفس. إذا نفسه كويسة بلاقي الشغل كتير كويس. المسخن، الكميات، شو بشوف كمية مناسبة. هيك تعودنا عن جدودنا لما كانت ستي تطبخ ولا أمي كانت تطبخ، كانت تمسك ترش الملح، ترش الفلفل الأسمر، تحط على الرز يطلع بشهي، يطلع بجنن. كيف عملتي هيك؟ بتحكي كل أعجبك هيو زاكي ومنيح. طب يما سوي لنا قدامنا، خلينا نعمل المسخن بمقادير. لا يما، حط سوي هيك، اعمل هيك، يابا أنت كيف بتسوي؟
So, there are no strict measurements in Arabic cooking. Of course, you can always find a recipe book with some of the popular dishes. But people here use their instinct, just tradition and instinct. My grandmother is Circassian, and I have always enjoyed her cooking and have been fascinated by how different it is from Arabic food. So it's time for me to visit the Circassians to find out if food is such an obvious feature in their life.